In this video, I'm going to teach you how you can invest $100 even if you're completely broke. And this isn't going to be some generic guru BS. This is coming from a former investment advisor who worked at a major bank in the UK. So let me show you what you can do if you have just $100 to your name. Okay, so if you have just $100 or even $1,000 to invest, I hate to break it to you, but that's not going to make you rich. And you've seen all these gurus, where they promise you $100 to $1 million. That is not realistic, because if there's one thing I learned being an investment advisor working at a major bank, it's that, and this is so important, so make sure you pay attention here, is you don't get rich with investing, you get rich and then you invest. That is so important, and you can see it right here. So let me say that again. You don't get rich with investing, you get rich and then you invest. So all the millionaires, and there was no billionaires at the bank, but all the millionaires who we would, for those who don't know, I was in wealth management, so these millionaires would come in and it'd be my job, obviously not my job, but my team's job to manage their wealth and stuff. They all got rich outside of investing, and then they had their money, and then you would invest it. And it's so important, and it's so true. $100 in the S&P 500, even if you make 10% a month, you won't become a millionaire for a decade, right? And you might not want to become a millionaire, you might want to just retire early, but even with $100 or $1,000 invested, that's not going to happen. So instead, you're going to have to do something a bit more creative. So do not think that, Atif, I've only got $100. That's it. I'm stuck in the rat race forever. That is not true at all, right? I was in that position. There is another way that you can take, which is by far more efficient, more effective, and more fun. And it's a simple 3-step formula that anyone can follow. And if you follow it, you're not guaranteed anything in life, but you're very likely to succeed. Because like I said, right, investing $100 in the S&P or even $1,000, it's a loser's game. And the reality is you need to invest in yourself. And I know that sounds like a load of cliche BS. I absolutely hated hearing that when I was younger, when I was trying to make money. And there's no course, there's no affiliate link. I have nothing to sell you. I have nothing to gain in this video. I just genuinely want to help you. I just want to help you become financially free. And I hate seeing all of this misinformation online. I genuinely want to clarify it all for you, but you need to invest in yourself. And if you've got $100, listen, you ain't going to invest in courses or even, a school community. Just invest in books, right? I'm telling you, books are by far the best investment you can ever make. And there's only one book that you really need to get rich, and it's called The Science of Getting Rich. Maybe I'll put a picture on screen now so you can just look at it. It's called The Science of Getting Rich by a guy called Wallace D. Wattles. That book has made a lot of millionaires, I'll tell you that much. So it's a hidden gem of a book that nobody talks about, because nobody really knows what they're actually talking about in this space, to be honest. And that might sound arrogant, but hey, look, your boy's qualified, right? So again, making money, it isn't a mystery, right? It's not some, Atif, does this work for me? It's a simple formula that anyone can follow. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It's a simple formula that you can follow, and anybody can do it. And let me tell you this, once the money starts to come, it does not stop pouring. It is insane. So let me show you what to actually do if you have just $100, right? Because again, investing in the stock market, trying to turn it, and you've seen the videos, haven't you, where it's like $100 to $1 million. No, that's not how it actually works. There's a 3-step formula that you need to follow. And the first step in the formula is make money. I don't know where this myth came from, where it's like, if you have $100 or if you have $1,000, you can just get rich overnight, or you can invest in the stock market, you can flip your money. Do not do that, right? There's a simple formula that you can follow to start making money, because once you start making good money, you can aggressively scale your portfolio, right? Of assets, of stocks, of dividends, whatever you want to buy, right? And the key thing to making money, and you want to probably take a screenshot of this, right? There's only 3 steps that you need. You pick one skill. You don't pick 100 skills. You pick one thing that you like, that you want to get good at, and then you master it. You get really good at it. I won't swear on the video, but you need to get really, really good at it. And then you print money from it, right? It's simple, but not easy. Now, you might wonder, Atif, what did you do then? So for me, those don't know, I was investing in stocks. This was back in 2020. And I was like, listen, I remember I had a few $1,000s, right? So not just $100. I had a few $1,000s, and I put it into stocks. And by the end of the year, I was up like 8%. So I don't know how much that was. I was probably about like a few $100s. And I was like, okay. And and you could probably have heard you've heard of what is it called? The compound interest calculator, where it's like every year the S&P makes you 10%. And I put it in, I had like maybe $5,000. And I was like, okay, if I make 10% every year, like in 20 years time, I'm going to have like $50,000 in my bank account. And I was like, I'm earning like almost $50,000 now. Like, you got to make money. You got to make money, and then you can invest, and then you can really start to enjoy life. Because let's be honest, if you have the ambition to actually invest and pull it off, you have the ambition really to become a millionaire, right? You can do so much more than you actually, than you actually are doing now, right? Or at least that you believe you can do. But again, all you need to do is pick one skill. For me, it was trading, right? I picked trading. I was like, hey, look, I was shy. I was introverted. I never ever, and this was years ago, right? This is back in like 2020. I never ever would have been on camera. I was so scared to even speak. I didn't want to sell. I didn't want to do anything. I was introverted. So I was like, okay, I'm going to become a trader. I like the markets. I like investing. I'm going to become a trader. I'm going to get really good at it and I'm going to make money, right? And that's what I did. Now for you, it doesn't have to be trading. Trading is actually very hard. Listen, go watch some videos on my channel. If you haven't looked at trading, go watch some videos on my channel. You'll know very quickly within the first hour whether that's for you or not. For me, it was for me. For you, it might not be. Again, you don't need to be a trader. You can be whatever you want. Pick one skill, dropshipping. Don't pick a bunch of skills, right? Don't be the jack of all trades, master of none. You pick just one skill, you master that skill, and then you make all the money in the world. Because the key to wealth, and if you want to know, okay, see, what do rich people do? And you've heard the stat, right, where it's every millionaire has 7 sources of income. It's true. It's true. Like I don't know how many like income sources I have now. I'm not like here, like, oh, every income source isn't 10K a month. Some of them are just $20 a month. Some are $100 a month, right? So for example, like most of you probably know, I'm on Twitter, right, on X, and I post tweets. I get paid like $100 a month just to tweet from like X ad revenue. Like that's pretty cool. Like you might think, oh, that's not going to change my life. Hey, look, $100 is pretty cool, right? I mean, this video says how to invest $100. I make $100 like a month just from X, which is, I don't know, I think it's pretty cool. But key to wealth, multiple income sources. Get good at one thing, and then you can monetize the hell out of it, right? So for example, if you want to be, let's say you're a trader, right? There's multiple ways to make money at trading. So number one, you can trade your own money. Number two, you can trade prop firms, so you can trade other people's money. Number three, you can trade investors. There are investors who will give you millions of dollars, and once you can prove that you can actually trade, and you can give signal services, so other people like me and you can just copy, like, I don't know, the best traders in the world. We can just copy them. You can enter trading tournaments, and if you win, you make money. You can teach people trading. You can make like your own indicators and software to help people. I mean, that right there is 7 like income sources just from trading alone. And of course, drop shipping and all that sort of stuff has the same sort of thing. But key thing is, the more income you have, the more opportunities you have to invest and grow. So this is the bit that everybody wants to skip to, right? Everyone's like, oh, Atif, I've got $100. How do I buy property? What do I do with stocks? How do I flip houses? How do I get, property with no money down? You're asking the wrong questions. I'm telling you, right? And this is going to save you years, because I wasted a lot of years. You got to make money. You need to be making good money. Now, good money is subject to everybody. Back when I was, I was earning $2,000 a month at my 9-to-5 job. I thought I was rich. And then I looked at the mortgage calculators. I was like, oh, I can't even afford a house anywhere in the city that I live in, right, in the UK. I was like, okay, this isn't good. But you need to make money. And good money for you might be 10K a month. I don't know, 10K a month seems to be this magical number. It's a good amount, right? It's a good amount of money to aim for. So, 10K a month is a good amount of money. A little pro tip, if you aim for 100K a month, you'll get to 10K a month way faster than the 10K a month alone was your goal. Maybe I'll make another video on that. But now we're at the point where you're already making good money, and good money, like I said, is quite subjective. 10K a month is a great, place to earn for. Do not think 10K a month is unrealistic. I'm telling you now, wherever you are in the world, there's guys in Nigeria making 10K a month, and in India. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. Right now, at this point right here, you can be completely broke, in debt, face down, just life's gone completely against you. You can be making 10K a month in 6 months. Again, not guaranteed, but with enough hard work and effort, anything is possible. So now that you're making money, this is what you're going to do, right? This is what you should be doing. So this is what I've figured out, right, as an investment advisor, this is just me personally. I would always invest in property for income, and I would invest in the stock market for growth, right? And for those who don't know what that really means, is income, obviously passive income. I want money coming in every month. Growth is like, hey, look, I want to put 100K or $1,000 in, and I want $2,000 back, right? But really, at this stage, you're really looking at 100K into the S&P, and I want $1 million back in 5 years or whatever, right? And last but not least is money in the bank. Like I'm telling you, you hear all these guys saying, oh, you're not a good businessman, you're not a good investor, all my money's always working for me. Hey, look, if you've got money in the bank, like, that's always good. It's always good to have money in the bank. So never ever underestimate the power of having money in the bank. Now, when it comes to investing in its pure form, there's really 2 types of investing, and that is growth investing and income investing. So let me ask you a simple question, and this question right here will determine exactly what sort of investor you want to be and really where your mindset's at. So, would you rather have $1 million in cash in your bank account right now, or would you rather, let's say, inherit a property for portfolio that makes you $10,000 every single month passively, right? Which one would you rather have? Which one would you rather have, the $1 million or the 10K a month coming in every single month? Right? If you said, hey, Atif, I just want $1 million in cash, you are a growth investor, right? You want to grow your money, you want to put money in, you want it to grow, and then you want to take the money out and enjoy it, which is absolutely fine, right? But for me, and like, you know, if you said you want 10K a month coming in passively, you're like me, you're an income investor, right? You want money coming in every month, right? You want cash flow. Like, come on, who doesn't want money coming in every month? So you want to be looking at, obviously, dividend stocks, properties, interest, again, depending on your religion. Obviously, if you're Muslim, don't look at that. But there are Islamic ways of actually investing in that, which, story for another video. But anyway, everybody wants to skip to this stage. But like I said, make money, get good at one thing, master the skill, start printing money, and then you buy assets, right? And again, you're not guaranteed to do any of this. But with enough hard work and enough effort, everything's possible. Now, I have to keep saying that because, put the disclaimer up, bro. Put the disclaimer up because YouTube gave us a strike, right? So I've got to be very careful. I hope you can understand that. But last but not least is you retire early, right? You've got $100. You realize, okay, these gurus saying, okay, if I put $100 in the S&P, you're not going to make $1 million back out, right? You're not even going to live a good life on $100 or $1,000. Doesn't matter where you are in the world, really. But number one, you make a lot of money. Number two, you buy all the assets. Number three, you retire early. Now, this is the fun part that everybody wants to get to, right? This is your dream life. Now, when you get to this point, and again, this probably feels so far off for most of you. I said this right at the beginning, didn't I? When the money starts to come, it pours, right? And Napoleon Hill said that in his book, Think and Grow Rich. When the money comes, it bloody comes, man. So make sure you never give up, right? There's one thing you take away from this video: never give up. Pick a skill, master it. But once you start making good money, once you start accumulating assets, now now we're at the fun part, which is retiring early. Now, if you have the ambition to go through both these stages of actually genuinely making money, not chasing the get rich quick, you pick one skill and you master it. You start actually buying assets rather than buying Lambos and then going broke. There are so many guys I know who hit 100K a month and they go straight back down to being broke because they spend all their money on women and, Lambos and just dumb stuff. Do not be that guy. But if you get to this stage right here, really all you want to do is diversify your income. You've heard, diversification keeps you safe. Yeah, absolutely. When you're a millionaire and billionaire, when you're starting out, you do not diversify. You go all in on one thing. Number two, start reinvesting all your profits. And number three, and this is so important right here. So you've definitely heard the term financial freedom. Like, be honest, you must have heard the term financial freedom. What does that even mean, right? Most people think, oh, that means I don't have to work a 9-to-5 job. Not really, right? Because you'll realize this once you get to 10K a month. Like, yeah, I'm on 10K a month, but like, your boy's still working probably harder than I was when I was at my 9-to-5 job, right? So don't think, again, this is why I'm like a bit, hesitant with the 10K a month, dream life. Like, really, what you're really after is a 100K a month systemized business, right? That's what you're really after, because when you get to 10K a month, you're still not financially free because you're still working for the money. This is the mathematical formula or investing formula that you are financially free. Once your passive income equals your active income, you are financially free. So what that means is passive income is how much money comes in while you're not working. So property, dividend stocks, all that good stuff. Active income is how much money you make from working. So it could be your 9-to-5 job, it could be your business, it could be trading, whatever you do. How much money you have coming in from you working physically, having to actually be there, that's your active income. And then passive income is how much comes in without you working. Now, once those two are equal, it could be you make 2K a month at your 9-to-5 job and your property portfolio makes you 2K a month. Once those two are equal, you are financially free, you are done, you can retire early. Now, it doesn't matter how much money, you might be making 100K a month, right? If you're making 100K a month and that's your active income, before you become truly financially free, you have to make 100K a month passively. Otherwise, you have to downgrade your lifestyle, which nobody wants to do. At this point, enjoy life, you're done. That right there is how you actually invest $100 if you're broke, right? I'm telling you, and I'm sure you can agree by watching this video. I have nothing to gain by making this video. But if you have just $100 to invest, S&P is not going to do it. Property is not going to do it. Invest in yourself. Go all in on yourself. If you don't bet on yourself, no one else will, and you're going to be stuck in the same position as you were last year. And if you like this video, and if you want more videos like this, or more videos just on pure investing, make sure to let me know down in the comments down below.